Hey guys, this is Tarkin coming at you with another game of Minecraft. I mean, it's mainly wheat, right? It's all wheat here. But we're gonna get to it. The rare time of actually farming wheat properly is upon us. And of course, it's gonna go great because I was AFK-ing earlier. And so my beautiful, straight, long, irrigated lines of wheat have grown. Just as foretold. But we need a bunch more seeds because, well, mostly irrigated. So we're going to the other side of Wheat Mountain now. And we'll need bunches, so we might as well get some. And slightly too long, because like right at 64 is ideal. That way you don't have to worry about it. Some of the lines have, you know, irrigation stop gaps in them for underneath the slabs or water, of course. This is, you know, this is what it's all about here. So anybody can plant some wheat, but if you want to plant like a lot of it, you're gonna want at least a couple of places to farm your seeds. This is, you know, this was the beginning of the new field. And I cleared and flattened all of this. I was gonna clear like the whole thing, and then I decided, one, that was more effort than I wanted to put into it, and two, that I thought it would look better, which was, you know, a coping mechanism for not wanting to put in the effort. But I'm glad that we did this here, because one does need quite a lot of seeds from time to time. Like, ideally, I would have a crafting table around here. It must be somewhere else. It'll be fine. Inventory is full. We'll just pop on over to the town, drop off the seeds, and then do at least a little bit more planting and mining. That way, whenever we get to the proper efforts here in a bit, we'll be able to just get right to it. There should be a box or two around from the previous time here. There's definitely boxes up here at the top, or at least there were. I might have moved them. Yeah. There's got to be something over here. Yes. Like, yeah, I had like a bed and all sorts of things. Importantly, enough wood to make some more chests, which is just what we need. But we're just gonna go ahead and grab some more seeds real quick. There's absolutely no reason to stop with just a couple thousand seeds. I'm gonna want more. I don't know how many seeds I'll need, but it's going to be more than I have. I can be pretty sure about that. But I am uniquely situated by virtue of my position to acquire more seeds, and so I'm not too worried about my ability to get what I need, you know, in the long run, with enough courage and patience, but mainly courage. We should be able to plant slightly more wheat than before, which is, after all, what this is all about. Not planting all the wheat in the world, merely a whole lot of it. This is the best part of the wheat field. I mean, looking at it is great, but just like having a couple nice straight lines to go into, that's what it's all about right there. And of course, while I theoretically fulfilled my goal of going in one direction, the other side of Wheat Mountain isn't entirely weeded, so, you know, really, how triumphant can we be? Should we really be trying to build the temple yet? Also, I don't really know how to build one, but I do know how to plant wheat. I feel like doing something I didn't know how to do, so I figured I'd plant more wheat. I am super displeased at that wandering trader. We're not going to think too much about it. I'm not happy with him. Where did he come from? What did he step on the way here, for example? These are questions. You're lucky I don't have an axe in there, man. I just want him to go away. Make him leave. He's jumping all over my field. All right, now he's gone. Good. I don't see why he thinks he should get to step all over my field. I don't approve. It's one thing when the golems do it, but that guy's not even from around here. The golems are supposed to be here. Wandering around. Bringing llamas all over my beloved grain. Ridiculous behavior. So I think we got a little bit of savanna over here that we need. Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely. Definitely gotta... There might have been some historical reason why I thought we shouldn't, but I mean, we're gonna. Because of the village proximity? Whatever, they'll deal with it. You know, we'll try to leave their green space alone, but after all, if it's the savanna, the wheat must take it over. And this is sort of like greenish brown, so that's the savanna too. I'm not going to check F3 for it. Doesn't matter. Like, I bet I planted all of that and someone broke it. I bet I did. Seems like what happened here too. We'll have to test that out. Once during the world conversion time, I didn't understand like how biomes worked and like took up space and, you know, became the other one. So I thought that this grass change was like an artifact of that. So the only trees around were these oak trees. The nearest acacia tree was over here, which was actually green because of the biome split again, and then the other acacia trees from the savanna weren't present until all the way over there. So it's like I would learn false information from trying to pick things up by looking at them. But you know, I eventually learned a little more. Playing hardcore, you know, you play on a lot of different worlds, so you see a lot more different spaces. Because when you're bad at hardcore, you know, you only play for 8 or 9 minutes in a world sometimes. Although now I don't have that problem anymore. Because I have survived for 500 days. Feels pretty cool. Because I'm very lazy, I will not make an individual video about it, but we did stream our little celebration, our fun little cake eating ceremony, where we leave some upon the ground. We have definitely planted this before, and the golems have tromped all over it, but we'll do it again. I planted those beetroot absolutely ages ago. It's ancient history, but this world's been around for quite a long time, so... Well, by my standards, not by, like, the standards of other people playing Minecraft. But the important thing, you know, you just gotta have a big enough field in the first place. Because whenever I was starting the field, you know, I didn't have any appreciation that it would one day become this large. That was never part of the plan. I mean, that would have been too silly to have as an ambition. But it definitely did start as a much, much smaller set of wheat seeds. But, you know, now, pretty easy to get a few thousand of them. And we just need to get this segment right here done, and then we'll be able to go over to the other side of the mountain where rather more remains. I figure we'll probably just take a boat along the side and then just try to, you know, get up to the side, the pillager tower side of the mountain, and sort of work enveloping it that way. Enveloping. You can say it either way, I'm pretty sure. I think enveloping is the proper way, though, for this case. Enveloping. Yeah, just after saying it a couple times slowly, it's pretty clear which one's the right way to do it. High time swag. Good evening. Welcome to Wheat. You'll never guess what we have here. Oh, that's right. I don't have my swim fast boots. It's alright. We'll hoof it. No, we'll find a boat. There's got to be a boat somewhere. I mean, there literally has to be a boat somewhere. I have never, ever been good about picking up after myself in Minecraft or life. Is there a boat in here? Well, no, there's not. There's got to be a boat around the side here somewhere. Yeah, there's a boat. I knew I'd find one. We're just gonna get some more wheat seeds and then go around. After all, there's no point in leaving here right now. Not when I should get more wheat seeds. And all of this wheat is here to be gotten. modify just this row, and then we'll be good on the inventory. Now we can get a couple more now that we got rid of the wheat. You know, theoretically I should care about the wheat itself as the harvest, but really it's just the wheat seeds that grow into more. And if you hit it before it gets to be, you know, age 7 mature, then you get less wheat seeds. The wheat itself is just like a way of keeping score, but the wheat seeds, of course, are the important way of keeping statistics. Ah, good old canals. I have always been building them. One of my very, very first projects in the whole game was a couple of canals that, well, they took a little while to become properly functional, but now we've got this. And this is actually a better cinematic shot than flying is. 'Cause you're like, wait, how much wheat? Oh, some. But here we are. Oh, there's like rando pumpkins and stuff. Yeah, we got all sorts of stuff we gotta do here. You want to clear the land first, because you don't want to have to alternate between inputs when you're really, like, when you're really in full-on planting mode. Man, there's a bunch of grass here, you know. I guess you can get wheat seeds from it, so that's theoretically nice. Some nice other side for the planting. Now, people ask me all the time, how do you plant on the side of mountains? Well, I'll show you. First, you have to be willing to suffer. And this is actually like a good one because there aren't any like dual blocks that are that nasty like on the other side of the mountain. But it can be like really annoying. Trick is to start up at the top, relatively. And then just move in unhappy ways down. If you sort of move like so, forward motion, then you won't fall down. But yeah, basically just like you see there. You start low, you just work on some side, then you get up to the top and you do a layer as you can, and then you sort of go down somewhere else. And you, like cutting a yard, you know, you just sort of work in more or less concentric fashion Then when you get up to a place like this where there's not so much verticality, you can just like go back down the other way. Because it's not fast going. It's never ever going to be fast going to get the sides of a mountain done like this. But it is very important. Very important. You know how many people have stopped me in the street and said, look, that's a good wheat field, but I feel like you could have done a better job on that side of the mountain you neglected? I mean, the answer is 0, so you may have guessed it, but it could have happened. It could have. You see over here evidence of me doing exactly what we're doing here, only a little different. Just get some dirt and cover up that stone, that would be nice. Because there's like so much to do here, right? Because, you know, we've got this whole segment that has to be done, including, you know, we've got that part on the side and that on the side, but we've got to get that whole side of the mountain. Got to pick up that probably one single water source at the top that's doing all of that. And then we got to get, like, you know, all of this. And again, that water, that's all going to be not water before too long. But of course, we've already done all of this side, which I think is, you know, a lot more. A lot more already done than undone, for sure. But doesn't mean it'll be quick work or anything, so we'll just have to get right to it. After all, that's what it's all about. It's dedication. There will be plenty of areas to target. Doing the upper rims of mountains and just going down is a nice, peaceful way to do it, though, because, for one thing, it is super annoying to need to climb up an area, and you don't want to, like, have to build a stairway up the mountain. I do have a stairway on the other side of the mountain. But once you work on it and you're going down, you know, it's a much more pleasant way to divide it up, to sort of shrink the area that you're working on. Because before long, you look over and you're like, oh wow, you know, this is a much more manageable space than we had been in. Laurencello, you say you haven't seen me in some time. I hope it's going well. Yes, everything is going swimmingly. Planting some wheat. Got to day 500 in hardcore Minecraft earlier today, so pretty cool. Pretty cool indeed. I'm like, wasn't this isn't cat? I'm like, no, this one's called dog. That's right. And it's very slightly different than cat. I don't know if it has an in-game disc. So if you jump like into the center of a block, you'll disrupt, like right there, you'll disrupt the plants and you'll get rid of the irrigation. But if you land on sort of like the outer perimeter of the block, or such that your momentum is arrested by moving into a block, you know, in front of it, or you just land on like the perimeter of it, then you'll often be able to avoid it. Which is why you'll see me, if I'm walking down a surface and there's plants on it, I'll often be trying to walk on the corners like so, because that way you can fall and you won't be messing up any of the irrigation. Or not irrigation, but the fertilization, the preparation for planting. But if you find yourself at the early stages of planting a wheat field and you're seed limited, work on this part of your field while you're waiting for your wheat to grow. Because you can get a whole lot of wheat laid down in straight lines, but it takes a bit longer in conditions like this. But far more important than the wheat field of straight lines is the wheat field of mountainsides. Just trust me, that's what impresses the people. That's what they want to see. That is absolutely what it is all about. Anybody could build a wheat field in a straight line, but it takes a special sort of visionary to see a wheat field as it could exist on a mountain. Can I not lay down? No, okay. Now I can lay down. It just needed a little bit of time to believe it was late enough. You'd think I would know by now when I can sleep in Minecraft and when I can't. Only at night or when thunderstorms are happening? Probably. But of course, as we know, thunder only happens when it's raining. That's a lie, by the way. It happens in the savannah too. Yesterday when I told that joke, it started raining in-game, and by raining I mean thundering, because I was in the savannah. But it didn't happen this time. Looks up at clouds. It didn't happen this time. We should probably get some dirt for that. I mean, it's kind of fun that there's a little thing to run through here, but how fun is it? I mean, not really. We could plant wheat here underneath the wheat. That'll be fun. No one will know it's here, but I'll know. You'll know too. For under the wheat field, another secret wheat field. In situations like that, when you have like a side of the mountain where it's relatively all in one long finger, you can go. But then you'll get into situations like that right there where it's just not so simple anymore. And just one little duo bounce can make your whole life a lot harder when it comes to working it. But if you can find yourself just running in a straight line, that's the best way to do it, because once you're at a place like this, you start getting to less irregular sides of the mountain. Like there, whenever it's like no line at all to be found, not as advantageous, Of course, depending on how fast you move and whether or not you do what I just did there and stomp on your stuff. Because if you like walk on the side like how I am right there, then even if we jump on the item, well, that's a bad example. Well, clearly it wasn't on the side enough. But theoretically, there's a place where what I did wouldn't have been bad. I can't show you where it is because I don't know how to do it apparently, but that doesn't matter. It's not what this is about. This is about wheat. And the heroic farmers who plant it. And by that I mean me. So for clearing mountainsides like that, you can do what I'm doing here. It doesn't take too long. Or you can take like 10 buckets of water and throw it at the top of a mountainside. That's what was going on the other side where you saw that little waterfall there. That was me knocking down things. Because there, you can get your seeds, you pick them up, and you don't have to worry about breaking the grasses or anything like that individually. My favorite thing about the wheat field is just imagining people that haven't seen it, and they're like, like they're trying to make sense of it, right? Like, oh, okay, maybe this dude just doesn't know how to plant wheat. Maybe he thinks that it's good to have it on the side of a mountain. Maybe he doesn't get it. And then eventually the camera pans away, and you're like, oh no, he's just a giant weirdo. He understands wheat. He understands it super well. But what I know about wheat most is that it wants to grow. It wants to unhinge its jaw and swallow the moon and then the world. That is what wheat wants. Wheat wants to devour. Wheat wants to consume. Wheat wants to, you know, be the only thing left alive. And if you don't think that's true, then I just invite you to gaze upon what wheat has already done to this world. Is that the action of an organism that does not want to devour it all? Is that what a calm wheat field would look like? One that didn't have the hunger? Is that what you think? Anyway, things are going great. Look how much work we got done on that side of the mountain. Because again, these are the most important parts of it. We got a huge portion of this side of it done. It's excellent. You know, it's just a small amount of blocks, a few hundred, but it is so important to get it out of the way. We'll be able to tackle more of that on a later date. And before too long, we'll be at those nice flat areas where the seeds will flow down and everything will be great. Red Save, you said you're pretty sure the Incas or the Mayas planted on the sides of the hill. Yeah, they had like terrace farms and stuff. Not really the same at all, not to split hairs, but they're from quite different regions and very different sort of cultures. But I do know, like in school, they tend to lump in like what I would call the big three of Central and South American empires of the pre-Columbian era. But you know,